So today's session, I would like to introduce the wisdom of the master sage Patanjali and what he has to say about breath in the context of yoga, because he is the author of the Yoga Sutras, which is the premier foundational text of the school of yoga, the school of philosophy of yoga, the root of yoga. So let's start, as we always do, with a short invocation to the great master, only that this time it's been set to music. This is one of the initiatives that Renuka and me at Being Sattva have taken up to bring the message of Patanjali into everyone's homes, every studio, and into all our hearts, so that it doesn't remain something which is high-flown and unknown. So here we go. Let's welcome into our presence the great master Patanjali. Shri Guru. Today's topic is on what Patanjali calls Chitta Parikramas, the preparation of the mind for the journey of yoga. yoga in itself is about calming the mind. The practice of the body, of the breath, and everything else associated is all about calming the mind, bringing the mind into stillness so that we may connect with our true self, so that we may connect with our authentic self. Be grounded so that the source of our thoughts, our intentions, our speech, and our action are from an authentic source, not just from the ego mind, not just from the mind which is disturbed by past memories and even what we call karmic memories or samskaras. So today's Chitta Parikrama, or the preparation of the mind, is based on breath. And there's one sutra that I will explain to you as we experience the meaning of it and the practice of it. So the sutra is Prachardhana Vidharana Dhyam Va Pranasya. An option to balance the mind is through the breath, pranasya. But how? Through prachardhana and vidharana, through exhalation and hold. Recently, I saw one of the episodes on Netflix where someone is holding their breath. These are the ones, the natural divers, and how they do the preparatory work before they dive, because they dive without equipment. So this person is able to hold his breath. He does it first without any preparation and is able to hold his breath for about a minute plus underwater. Then he does this preparatory work. He does exactly what Patanjali says. Prachardhana, exhalation, and vidharana, hold. Bhyam means together, which means you exhale and then hold. Not just exhalation separately and hold separately. It is exhalation combined with the hold. That's what he does. And he's able to hold inside the water, his breath, for 4+ minutes. And it explains the science of it is that your metabolism dramatically slows down. Your mind calms down so much. Your parasympathetic nervous system is activated, resulting from which the demand for the breath significantly reduces. And through that, your whole system calms down, not just your mind. The whole system calms down. The whole being calms down. So the answer is, just remember this, exhalation followed by hold. That's it. Inhale however you want, whether you don't need to hold after the inhale, but the focus is on exhale and the hold after the exhale. Okay, we'll do that now. But I will also explain to you that in the commentary on the Yoga Sutra, and this Yoga Sutra is very cryptic, so many people have written commentaries on it, the authentic commentaries, not today's interpretations. Sadashiva Brahmendra in Yoga Sudhakara, a commentary says, there is a specific ratio in which it should be done. The ratio is, he calls them matras. I'll translate them into seconds. 64 matras for exhalation and 128 matras for the hold after the exhalation. 64 matras, each matra is 0.2 seconds, so about 12 seconds of exhalation. followed by a hold, which is 24 seconds. Now that's hard, okay? So you don't have to go to the destination right there. This is the whole thing is a journey. So we start with much shorter exhalation and hold. And there is also a ratio in which the inhalation is done. Normally the inhalation is shorter than the exhalation. So that's the way we kind of do it, right? Any questions on this? Because now we're going to jump into the practice. After which I'll give you a summary of what else Sadashiva Brahmendra says. Anything else? Shall we do it? All of you have your videos cut off except for Nivi and Asauri. So, and Kavita. So just, you have to either put your hands up or say something or put something on the chat. Right? Oh, thank you, Tejal. Are you all okay? Shall we go for it? Thank you, Ranjit. Oh, Rohit, sorry. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Thank you. So very simple. Just try this and I will then give you something even more prescriptive. Okay? Just try to inhale normally. Exhale long. Take your own time. Hold. Inhale normally. Exhale long. Hold. Inhale normally. Exhale long. Use the abdomen. Pull the navel towards the spine as you exhale. Hold. As soon as you finish the exhalation, hold. Effortless. Shoulders, neck relaxed. The hold is in your abdomen. Release. How did you find it? What did you find easy? What did you find difficult? Yes, Asauri.
I found the holding was not too long. I was just about to hold it enough. But then at the very end, I was gasping for breath. So I wanted to breathe in.
That's right. A fantastic insight. And I will give you something around that. So I think this is a real insight. Honestly, if you take the example of Krishnamacharya, who was the teacher, a guru of both B.K. Iyengar and Patabi Joyce, as we know them as Ashtanga Yoga and Iyengar Yoga. He used to inhale for 1 minute, hold for 1 minute, exhale for 1 minute, and hold for 1 minute. 4 minutes, one breath. And he said, if you want to practice yoga, all you need to do is to focus. And in his classes, which were all one-on-one classes, in a 1 hour class, 40 minutes was on breath, 20 minutes was on asana. So first, it was all preparation through breath. Then finally, they would get into the asana practice. So, Asauri, the question that you asked, very important. I'll talk to you about it in a minute. Because I'm just getting really into the weeds on this, because we normally do different types of pranayama and then don't get into the depth of simple breathing. That's what I'm focusing on today, right? Just the inhale and the exhale, things that you can do anywhere, anytime. Any other questions? I will answer this for sure. Ali? Anything? No?
Actually, my one question or comment is the holding is a challenge for me.
That's true. Really true. So first of all, the recommended proportion, and it's important to understand the proportion, is inhale 1 is to 2 exhale is to 4 hold after the exhale. 1 is to 2 is to 4. So what do? You first decide how long you can hold. Let's say I can hold for 10 seconds, right? Then my exhalation is 5 seconds because it should be half of the hold. Then my inhalation is 2.5 seconds. So you work backwards from your capacity. Understood? This is kind of a mathematical way of explaining it, but start with that which is most difficult for you. For some people, it could be the inhale. Some people, it could be the exhale. Some people, it could be the hold. So, but mostly it is the hold after the exhale, which is the hardest. So you start with how long can I hold? Then you work backwards. Divide that by 2, that's the exhale. Divide that by 2, that's the inhale. And remember, there is no hold after the inhale. Is that okay? Very simple, right? And this is why this is not a group practice. This is a very personal practice because this is really based on where your body and breath is. And sometimes when we fall sick, we may not be able to do as long as we can do when we are healthy. So we just have to adjust this, right? So whatever you can, and please do this on an empty stomach. So do it 3 hours after food or before food. Okay. Then what do? Once you've understood this, you every day you try to, if you can do 10 seconds of hold after the exhale, after a few days try to make it 11, try to make it 12, and then adjust the proportions of the others. I know I'm getting into too much detail, but I just want to say that there is a structure for growing this practice. And I want you all to know what is the structure for it. Right? So, is that simple? There is another sutra at the back when they explains Ashtanga Yoga, he speaks about this, that Desha Kala Sankhya. Sankhya is the count, Kala, Sankhya, proportion and the count. Both are important. And it is also explained that just doing this breath practice thrice a day for 45 days, you will be benefited for the rest of your life. Now, how many reps do you have to do? People normally ask. At least 9 reps. 9 reps of this breath. So how do you do when you get started? There's one more tip. After this difficult breath exercise, do one normal cycle and then go back to this challenging. So we'll do that now, okay? I'll explain to you, you'll get a feel of it. Now let's do this. Please adjust. Don't go by my counting. Please try to understand where you are in this round, okay? I will do it. Is inhale, I lift my arm up, then exhale, I put my arm down, then I put hold in the same. I'll just show it this way. But if you can't keep up with it, it's okay. Okay, do it based on where you are. After you finish one cycle of this, inhale, exhale, hold, do one normal breath, or do 2 normal breaths or 3 normal breaths. Then we'll start a second cycle. Is that okay? Okay, go. Let's start. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Normal breath. One more normal breath. One more normal breath. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Normal breath. 3 times. Let's do this once again now. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, twice as long as your inhale is your exhale. Use your abdomen. Pull the navel towards the spine. Keep it there. Keep your navel there. Pull towards the spine and hold. Once you tighten the abdomen, the hold becomes a lot easier. You're not holding it from the chest, but from your abdomen. Normal breath. 3 times. One more. Now just go back to your breath, normal breathing, and just stay with your breath. Check in on how subtle and long your breath has become. As you bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows, check in with your mind and observe how calm your mind is. Almost still. Check in with your body, especially your neck and shoulders. And see how relaxed your body is. How effortless you are in your posture, how quiet your breath is, and how still your mind is. Now take a deep breath in and let that go. Just 2 more breaths, deep breath and let go. Whenever you feel complete and ready, slowly and softly in your own time, at your own pace, you may open your eyes. Prachartana vidharanabhyam va pranasya. So Sadashiva Brahmindra's calls this the purification of the ore. It says like you extract a ore and then you purify it, like an iron ore or copper, and then you purify it to the final product. That's what this process does. Now, there are some more additions that are possible to this. For those of you who know concepts like Ida and Pingala, right nostril and right nostril, you can add some dimensions to those. I just want to finish by saying, as in the Yoga Vashishta, the vibrations of the mind are reflected in the vibrations of the breath. So, by shifting the vibration of the breath, we are able to shift the vibration of the mind. This is what, in today's world, we call the parasympathetic nervous system, can be activated by using our breath.